Good point. Welcome to Rotary, everyone. All right, pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Carolyn Kessler has the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you for the fall, and we look forward to the winter coming before us. Thank you for the blessings that you have given this Rotary group. You have guided us through many decisions, and we ask that you continue to do that. Thank you for this food we've enjoyed. Amen.
Carolyn, do we get all for
All right, do we have any visiting Rotarians today? I don't believe we do, but if I'm missing anybody? All right, with that, next guest, I know we have a guest, so Chad?
Mark, full time promotion.
I've been involved in a lot of areas in different communities, so thanks for being here, Mark. All right, announcements. First of all, club assembly. So we have club assembly Monday, October 14th at Moose Lodge. So usually again 5 o'clock. Folks there at the bar have a few drinks, and then 6 o'clock when we start. Okay. Let's see. Board meeting tonight, 6 o'clock, Sunset Hills for board members. Third, Gene, I think you have an announcement for your anniversary.
Oh, you mean Jen.
Jen, sorry.
Hi, everybody, just want to give everybody an update on the 100th anniversary stuff that I'm starting to plan. Met with us at a meeting yesterday. We do have the Meridian Ballroom all down. Now we're going to start working on the food. At some point in December, I'm working on our meetings over at SMU so that everybody in the club can help me figure out what we need.
Okay, so thank you. Thanks, going pretty good with that. All right, so thank you to everybody. This is all the fact that's a huge endeavor. So 100 years. Okay, fourth, you know you were going to be called out, but actually, anybody know what's coming up in November? Tim Farr? Yeah, that's definitely one of them. We talked about this. What's the other? Citrus. Citrus is coming up. Yeah. And what did you do, Tim? To kind of
Said I strike out.
So proactive, going to get the notification out to folks ready for that big crime. So if you do the same for new members that are, again, we talked about it last meeting, the sickness are going to get revved up, so far in advance. So think about who you're going to be send emails out to
Hey,
notifications.
I see you picked out of that. Captain Sitters.
Not really, man.
I got it.
Yeah, one?
Talk about it.
All right, yeah, 2-2 or something like that, but, again, for anybody listening, it's kind of disregard this comments. Right there, but, okay, now, next we have, student of the month, so it's Monica Snook is gonna be presenting student of the month, it's Hayden Bowles. Hayden is here today with his parents, Todd and Trina. I believe Hayden was nominated by Dean Chickadance, business department, yes, DHS. So thank you for coming, everybody. And then Ms. Mary Miller is here also as well, assistant principal at DHS, correct? So thank you very much, Mom, come on up.
Right, hi, 100% correct. I really enjoyed meeting Hayden today and his parents. I've been passed the torch from Ann to facilitate the student of the month. I'm super excited. I've just enjoyed this morning or today listening to his story. And without further ado, I'm going to have his nominating teacher come on up and introduce Hayden. So Mr. Chickadance, would you like to come up?
Well, first, I'd like to thank Rotary, what you guys do for our community. Unsurpassed. I know we've seen the citrus sales and so many other things that you guys do. So really want to thank you guys. Want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Bowles for raising such a wonderful young man. I've had Hayden in class for a couple of years now. As you can see, he's kind of a larger guy, football player. He does the shot put for track. And why is he here? We arm wrestled and no, I'm just kidding. He is here today because he is such a wonderful young man. It has been a joy of mine to have him in class. He's empathetic. He cares about the other students. He's always on time. Attendance is wonderful. He never turns in a late assignment. So he's great. And I know it's difficult sometimes to be a student athlete, right? He's got practice and he's got dinner, then he's got homework and I love seeing his messages. Like I'll get to work the next day and I'll see at 7:30 or 8:30 at night that he's messaged me when he doesn't understand something. He's been a great advocate for himself, which is awesome. But as a father of a child with special needs, currently right now we have a very diverse class. And Hayden's kind of the older guy in the class. He's kind of the dad, and he's ended up kind of becoming a teaching assistant for me. We've got one student that has, with his IEP, has a lot of disabilities with speech and both cognitive delays. And Hayden has taken it upon himself to mentor that student. And so that's his lab partner. And it really frees me up as an educator because if we do a complete disassemble of a computer and then a reassemble of a computer, that student would really struggle. And I would probably have to spend the majority of my time with that student. But having Hayden there is like having another assistant teacher. So he's a big teddy bear. Don't let the size fool you. So anyway, I would like to thank Mrs. Miller as well. She's been a great support for all of our students. So without any further ado, Hayden Bowles, come on up.
I'd just like to start off by saying thank you for everybody and everything that you guys do in the community. Special thank you to Mr. Chickadance for nominating me. And I just want to introduce myself a little bit. So my name is Hayden Bowles. I'm currently 17 and I go to Edwardsville High School. My sports, like Mr. Chickadance said, I play football and I throw shot put, both varsity for 2 years now, I believe. Other than that, my free time, I like to fish, play poker with my friends, play video games, and go to the gym. But I mean, other than that, I got nothing. Thank you, guys.
Want to grab a picture real quick, Monica? All right. Just come on up.
On behalf of Evansville Rotary Club, congratulations on being student of the month.
Thank you.
You guys, okay, oh yeah, come on. We'll let you guys get a pic, we'll all get one, then we'll step out and you guys can get another. Like, take one more. And we'll step out. You guys- Thank you.
Again, congratulations, Katie. Thanks for sharing that about it. Taking on the, that department. That won't be on that, it's wonderful. So, yeah, congratulations. Next, we're going to have induction of new members. So, Mr. McDowell's will come up and facilitate that. It's ready to go.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. What's that? Hello. Fellow Rotarians and guests, it is my pleasure to induct Courtney McGill into the Rotary Club of Edwardsville today. She is being sponsored by Carrie Babington, who's not here today, so Kai is filling in. And she is being recognized for her potential to be an exemplary Rotarian. Courtney, today you begin a journey filled with leadership, friendship, and service. You've been chosen for your character and a commitment to community service, embodying the ideals of Rotary. At some point, you will get your Rotary pin and plaque. And as a new member, please remember to guide your actions by the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And is it beneficial to all concerned? We encourage you to actively participate in our club's activities. This will help you develop your skills and contributions to our local community and provide aid to international projects. The Rotary Club of Edwardsville has a long 99-year history, almost 100 years of impactful service, both locally and around the world. By joining us, you are connecting with over 1.4 million Rotarians worldwide, all working to make a positive difference and shape a positive future for our society. So congratulations. And with that, let's hear from our newest Rotarian, Courtney McGill.
Well, a couple words about yourself.
Yes, I'm short. Sorry about that. Nowhere near as charismatic as Hayden. I actually do not like public speaking, so yay. Thank you so much for welcoming me. It has been a pleasure getting to meet each and every one of you that I've met so far. And I really look forward to meeting the rest of you through different activities and our lunches. I'm a bit of a nerd, so as soon as I found out about this opportunity, I went ahead and did a whole ton of research. So ask me questions, I like it. I'm Courtney McGill. I work for SEFCU. That started out as Citizens Equity First Credit Union. We were Caterpillar prior to that. I've been with the company 9 years, and I have two beautiful 16-month-olds thinking that they're 20 already at home that I love dearly, along with some fur babies, but not a whole lot since they are my life. So not much else to share. I'm an open book, so feel free to ask me anything, and thank you again. And I'm very excited to work with all of you and get to know everything about you. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Chad Morris has the program today, so I'm asked Chad to come up, introduce Christy Jennings. Christy's with Whitley's Wishes.
Yeah, hello, everyone. As Kai had said, um, our presenter for today is Christy Jennings with Whitley's Wishes, named for her daughter. Her organization provides a lot of great services for the community. As far as the full understanding of her club, there's really not much that I can say that could do it justice at this point in time. I'll let Christy speak to that. And in the past, she has presented to our club, and our club has financially backed her foundation, and I hope that we can provide some support in the future. So with no further from me, Christy Jennings.
Okay, I too am pretty short. I hope you all can see me okay and hear me. Can you hear my voice all right? Okay.
This at you.
Yeah, last time I think I was off screen the entire time, so.
And don't sweat it. If you need to move around, that's.
Okay, so hello. As you said, my name is Christy Jennings. I'm president and founder of Whitley's Wishes and Whitley's mom. Thank you for having me here today. I appreciate the opportunity to come and share some information about our organization and the work that we do. We are a registered 501c3. I created Whitley's Wishes in memory of my daughter after losing her in 2015 when she was 13 years old to a rare type of brain cancer called DIPG. DIPG stands for diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. So a whole bunch of words there, but the main gist of it is it's a tumor in the pons of the brain, which is basically the motherboard for all living functions in our body. And being diffuse means that the cancer cells intertwine with the healthy cells. So it's basically impossible to treat. The blood-brain barrier in children is very effective. So as we get older, it weakens, but basically the blood-brain barrier keeps, it protects the brain and it keeps harmful things out of it. So you can't treat this tumor with chemotherapy. The standard of care is radiation, and it only gives sort of a honeymoon phase for the kids where they kind of get back to normal and are able to function for a while. But inevitably the tumor returns. So in 2014, when we were diagnosed with this, we'd never heard of it. I don't know how many of you guys have heard of it before us. So, I mean, we're like, well, what is this? You know, the reason we had never heard of it is because it's very rare. Only about 300 kids each year are diagnosed with DIPG. Although it's considered rare, DIPG is likely the deadliest cancer of all cancers. Children typically only live about 9 months once they're diagnosed. And it has a survival rate of about 10% at 2 years and less than 2% at 5 years of kids are still alive. It not only is it the deadliest, it's also pretty torturous. So basically it robs children of all of their physical abilities. Being it's only 9 months, I say that it's a slow process, but 9 months seems pretty fast, right? But for Whitley, it started with her balance and her ability to walk. And having been a dancer and a very talented dancer and softball player, it was devastating to her to not have balance anymore. That was the first thing that we noticed. She wasn't able to dance anymore. She wasn't able to run anymore. She just wasn't quite herself. So eventually she was confined to a wheelchair. Eventually she was no longer able to sit up. So she had to be supported at all times. It also affects their ability, this one I always thought was so strange, but their ability to swallow their food and chew their food. And so all the things they love to eat are pretty much taken away and robbed from them as well. So being early on, those are the first things you would see, and those were pretty devastating. But eventually it also takes away their ability to see well, to speak, and ultimately life functions, the heartbeat and breathing. Needless to say, watching your child go through that is horrific. There's just no words to really describe what happened to her and how awful it was to watch that happen. But we aren't the only ones. There are many kids every day. This is still happening to. I figure roughly 12 classrooms full of children each year are handed this diagnosis, and their families have nowhere to turn. When Whitley was diagnosed, we were told there's nothing we can do for you. Take her home, make memories, and just make the best of your time together that you have left. There were no clinical trials. I think there were maybe 3 or 4 at the time, and they were basically signing her up to be a guinea pig so they could figure out the biology of this tumor and learn more about it to save kids in the future. I'd like to say that I was that big of a person that I could think outside of what was happening to my child and sign her up for those things, but I couldn't bring myself to do that. I just wanted to give her the best life that I could in her remaining days. So we did not sign up for those trials. Those trials were for drug efficacy and dosage, things like that, just to test toxicity. There was no way I was taking her there. So I remember feeling extremely alone during this phase and very angry and very frustrated. How is this possible, this day and age? How is this possible in the world that we live in, that children are, first of all, that there's a disease that's killing them like this with no chance, no shot at all whatsoever. But not only that, not only is there no cure, but no one is even looking for a cure. Because it's such a rare disease, pharmaceutical companies don't find it profitable enough to research for a cure. So nothing was being done to save these children. Nothing was being done for my child. Not only that, in 1962, Neil Armstrong's daughter actually was diagnosed and died from the same disease. So in over 60 years, the treatment that Muffy Armstrong received in 1962 was the same treatment my daughter received in 2014. How ridiculous is that? I mean, that was infuriating to me. Nothing, no new treatments over 60 years. So I decided, after establishing Whitley's Wishes in 2015, I decided we needed to do more for research, and we joined the DIPG Collaborative in 2018. So the collaborative is this amazing group of people. They are just, I don't even have words to describe them. They're the toughest people I've ever met in my life. They all have lost children to this disease, and they decided, like me, enough is enough. They work tirelessly. They work their full-time jobs. They have children. They have other interests, but they work themselves to death, raising money to find a cure for this. And we pull our money together and we put it all, together and fund cutting edge research so that now when children are diagnosed, there are many trials for them to choose from. And they're not just trials to test the toxicity of a drug. There have been so many new advancements. We have one doctor who's discovered a way to deliver the drugs directly to the tumor. So they're bypassing the blood-brain barrier now. We helped fund that research. Now we just have to figure out which drugs work best to get into the tumor and kill the tumor cells and leave the healthy cells. So we also have drugs that have been showing some promise in extending life and giving better quality of life. So they have a lot more trials to choose from, and they also have a registry where they can sign their child up immediately when diagnosed and get guidance from people who know what the heck this thing is and how to fight it. It gives them hope. more than anything. While we still don't have a cure, it gives them hope and it gives them a hand to hold on to. And we helped create that. So from all of the people here that may have donated to us at some point in time, you helped make that happen. We also have helped put together 5 symposiums over the last, I believe, 10 to 12 years, where leading researchers from all over the world, from over 15 countries, come together every 2 years, and they brainstorm ideas for novel therapies that might actually have a shot at defeating this thing. We also have the collaborative is there, all of the members of the collaborative, as well as kids who are actually in the fight. A few years ago when I attended, little Aspen Marie was there and her family. She had we had a mechanical bull there at the gala, and she was riding the little mechanical bull. She was only, I believe, 7 years old. Unfortunately, we have since lost her, but having them, the families that are in the fight come, affects these doctors. They see real people behind this disease. They see the effect of this disease on these families, and it inspires them to do better. And they are doing better. We actually are seeing longer lifespans. We have some kids living 3+ years, where Whitley only lived 14 months. That might not seem like a long amount of time to most people, but I can guarantee you that any parent would give their right arm for that extra time. We actually also have a child in Belgium, a 13-year-old boy, who recently became the first in the world to be cured of DIPG after receiving an experimental drug in a trial that we helped to fund. We all got very excited about that when it happened. However, the same results from that drug have not been able to be reproduced in the other children in the trial. This tumor is so vile. I don't like to use the word evil, but it is. There's different mutations in every kid's tumor. So one treatment that will work for one child may not work for the next child, or it may have some efficacy, but not complete. So there's so many different mutations. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's specific to each child. So the treatment is going to have to be specific for each child. We're hoping that it won't be drastically different. We're hoping that maybe a tweak, change this drug out for that one. Small things might help get us to where we need to be, but there's still a lot of work to be done, is my point. There's not going to be a one-size-fits-all cure. So with that in mind, I have committed that Whitley's Wishes will be in this for the long haul. We will remain committed to finding a cure until every child has a cure and every family can have hope that their child will live through this. So that's the disease. So our organization, in addition to funding research, we also do some things locally. Whitley had a big heart. Whitley was very talented, very busy. She was involved in everything you can imagine. She loved ballet. She loved softball. She played piano. She was a straight A student. She loved animals, so many things. So we try and do some local projects here that honor her spirit and her heart. And one of those, she was very much keenly aware of people who were in need and the need to help people, a need to lift people up. So we do provide a scholarship, and it is given to someone who actually needs it. It's not just based on academics. You must be financially in need of it, but also it's based on volunteer work that the kids do. So more than anything, we want to encourage them to continue to pay it forward and to give back to their community. So we do that once a year. We started it in 2020 when she should have graduated. We gave actually $8,000 in scholarships that year that she should have graduated. We also provide a dance scholarship to a student at Rena's Dance, where she attended dance since she was 3. she just adored dance. And so it's typically given to someone who works really hard, might not be the very best dancer at the studio, but usually the one with the biggest heart and works the hardest and maybe needs a little bit of financial help too. We also do a toy drive when she was sick and being treated at Cardinal Glennon, the very few times that we actually went there for, you know, consultations and things. She saw children who were very, very ill, and it really bothered her. I'm sorry. She wanted to ensure that the kids had things to kind of take their minds off of what was happening to them. And she thought they were much sicker than her because their symptoms were worse. She didn't really know how serious her cancer was. And she physically at that time was doing better. But so she started the toy drive. And I've continued it every year since she passed. And that's coming up, I'm so sorry, that's coming up in November. We collect lots and lots of amazing toys and deliver them to Cardinal Glennon. We also give back to the city softball program. They are, thank you. She was very passionate about softball and the need for the girls to have just as good of a program as the boys. So we do give money for sponsorships as well as catching equipment, and we've been providing some visors for the girls. So they have more of a uniform than just a t-shirt. We're hoping that eventually someday, if we get enough, we're able to raise enough money, we might also be able to provide pants. We did also put a very nice playground in at Vidal Bean Park to kind of spruce up the facilities there. So she would have been thrilled about that. We do a small donation to the Humane Society each year because she got a kitty there while she was sick. Jim from the city parks, our city public works actually took us there and let her adopt a cat, arranged for all that. So we try and give back to them as well as doing donations to those in need at Christmas time. So lots of little things here locally just to try and keep her memory alive and to give back to our community. We were very lucky to have the support of our community when she was sick, and we won't ever forget that. I'll always strive to give back and honor what was given to us and her spirit too. So anyway, if you would like to get involved, we do have 2 events coming up. The first one is our little holiday jubilation we do out in Holiday Shores. It's going to be at Wiggler's this year. That's where we take the toys and we raise money. It's Grinch themed this year. So if you like the Grinch, if you know the movie or the book, we'll have some trivia questions, lots of great prizes. If you dress like the Grinch, you might win the award for the holiday cheermeister, you know, so stuff worth showing up. We also do a Nutcracker Tea Party at the Wildey Theater. This is our biggest event of the year. It sold out last year, and the year before that, it nearly sold out. We're probably going to have 2 shows this year because it's become so popular. With the first show, a lunch is served. The characters from the Nutcracker come in and visit with the little ones and do pictures and things like that. This is a huge production for us. We need tons of volunteers to make this happen. We also need donations of food, looking for sponsors, all those kinds of things. If you're interested in helping at all, please don't, just reach out. You can call me. I put my phone number on the flyers, text, email, whatever's easiest for you. I'd be happy to have the help and be honored to have any of you join us. So thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I hope you'll have me back again sometime.
Thank you, Christy. Appreciate you coming today and taking the time to share. Any questions for Christy? Yes, sir.
What's the sponsor level, is there a level,
I can send those to you.
or is it different levels?
There's different levels,
Different.
yes. Various levels.
So I had context, I met, Chris at softball, with my daughter, at the first year, not coach pitch, it was the kids pitch. And I just happened to meet her and before a game, and she was giving out visors to all the girls there for free.
But I do all the 12 youth and 14 teams, and this year we had my little ones. This year so 13, but yeah.
It's a lot of visors, a lot of kids are that age.
Question? You still do the Bears baseball?
I don't, we kind of lost interest as people my age got older, they weren't interested in doing co-ed softball anymore. They just didn't really have the energy to get out of hitting more, so we had to kind of get up on that event. We had a hard time getting younger people to sign up, but it's something I would look into again someday, maybe now that Whitney's friends are getting older. It was a lot of fun. We had the mayors from Edwardsville and Prairie, I'm sorry, Gordon. We, one year it was Glen Carbon and the other year it was Gordon, but they would do a city to city, private section. It was fun. Thank you very much.
50-50.
Did everybody get a chance to sign the card?
291. 291.
Bill.
291.
Maybe the wrong ticket.
Hey. Big dog.
Congratulations.
Second. Nine. Carries.
$9. $9. Thanks. All right. Again, thank you everyone for attending today. Next meeting, obviously next week, the same time. Program is to be determined, Dave, I think this time. So. And
Ted, did you get a hold of them for next week? Next week, I don't, we're doing the 26th. We're confirmed this 26th, right?
we have.
Next week, yeah, I got it.
That's okay. Yeah, my second, right. All right.
Right, so when the architect be mad. Especially not the channel.
And the case will be Frank Phillips, greeters, and to Dot C, Jay Sutter, and I think it's gonna be named. So, all right, folks, let's do the four-way test, please. So the things we think, say, and do. Very well. Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon. Take care. Thanks. Matt, how are you, sir? Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.